Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com. Right now, $2.25 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 3.3%. Bitcoin, 62,600 plus. Oh, we're going to talk about it. It's up 4.7% in the last 24 hours, 7.9 on the 7-day. Important to know. 2,400 for Ethereum right now, up 5.9 on the 24, up 3.8 on the 7-day. 119 billion plus market cap for Tether, 35 billion plus for USDC. XRP's number 7 spot at 59 cents. You'll see in a second. We're up 2.2 on the 24. We're up 8.8 on the 7-day. Now let's look at the range of price very quickly here. Ranging between 57, 59 cents. We're holding at 59 at the moment. We love it. I want to tell you right now, it's linked to, ladies and gentlemen, let the screen load. There it is. Your private market investing platform offering early access to top private tech companies before IPO or liquidity. Come on in. This is the best private equity in the world, ladies and gentlemen, and you can get access to it in minutes if you just click the link below the video to get started today. This is a remarkable opportunity, and it's how real wealth is truly made. The 1% of wealth in the world, they're definitely swimming in private equity, and you should too. Click the link below and get started today. Let's get into this. Russia says it supports Pakistan joining BRICS. I'm showing this to you just to keep up on the information as it continues to trickle out here. Remember, now we see BRICS coalition growing to pass the G7 in many ways, not only in matching population, but also natural resources around the world, and also the GDP. BRICS coalition is nothing to scoff at, ladies and gentlemen, and it's getting bigger every day, as you see. Then we saw this. Louisiana state government now accepts Bitcoin as payment, and we just saw a state drop income tax on gold and silver, and that's about to happen in 20 plus states as well. Things are changing rapidly, ladies and gentlemen, and I tell you, it's to deal with the fact that we have a new world coming, a great reset. Now, I don't want the World Economic Forum reset, but we got a great reset coming, and that's why I'm a single issue voter this time around. I think you know the answer to that. And yesterday we got the answer we were looking for. The Federal Reserve said that they were going to cut rates. The question is how deep would they cut? Would they do a quarter point or would they do a half a point? Well, they did a half a point, 50 basis points. And that is the first cut in over 4 years. I also don't mind letting you know, history has said the last 7 or 8 times that they've cut a half a point. Not long after that, within a year or so, we're usually in a recession. So congratulations, everyone. But nonetheless, the upside is, I'm also available for surprise birthday parties, retirements, things of that nature. Such good news, right? But no, here's the good news. The good news of this could be, and historically speaking, assets along with the crypto market usually go really crazy in the right direction. So watch out for that trend to kick into. And we've already seen that looking at Bitcoin prices. That is really hinting to that right now, up over 62,000 on the news, right? So keep watching it. And 50 basis points, not 25, right? So not a quarter point, but a half point. That meaningful. Now, we could see it cut all the way by 1.25% throughout the rest of this year. So they just did a half a point. We could see another 3/4 of a point to come throughout the rest of the year. So watch out for that one. That will tell you right there on its face just how bad it is. Things are bad. Things are very bad. Meanwhile, the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, explains Bitcoin is important. And here's why. Bitcoin's hard-coded supply cap at 21 million units means it cannot be easily debased. Its global, digitally native nature means it can be transported anywhere in the world at near real time at near zero cost, transcending the frictions long inherent in moving value across political borders. Its decentralized, permissionless nature made its world's first truly open access monetary system. But it is expensive and it is slow, and they can track it. Ask those FBI agents that went to jail for trying to embezzle money off of drug dealers. Yeah, ask them. They'll tell you it can be tracked. Meanwhile, $500 billion Commerce Bank to offer Bitcoin and trading crypto. This is amazing. This is what have we said? All of the suppression, so this is not in the United States, but all of the suppression globally and certainly here domestically at home, I believe has been happening for a very clear reason. And it is to give the power over to the banks, to allow the banks to ultimately become the purveyors of this new digital asset class. And that's where we're headed. And you can see this for Commerce Bank as well. So let's take a look at this here. And we'll see it. U.S. banks are coming. This is former President Donald Trump uses Bitcoin to pay at a bar in New York for burgers. First Bitcoin president right here. First crypto president. You know, remember, his first term, he wasn't feeling any of this. He has pivoted here. And that's how I've become a single issue voter that's going to vote for this guy. Because I don't get into politics. I don't care what your beliefs are. You can throw them in the trash for all I give a shit. And you don't even need to know mine. But I'm going to tell you this. This is what I'm going to say. When you interrupt my pursuits and my endeavors in this country for what I'm after, that will cause me to get into politics. And that's how I got here today. And as soon as we clear the pathway, we do the work, put every bit of effort into getting it done so we can get the clarity we need, so we can enjoy being wealthy someday like all the other ETH VCs and Bitcoin VCs that pump the daylights out of this market. Yeah, we're ready for our turn. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. I hope you do too. NEOM has partnered with Emirates MBD to transform cross-border payments in the Middle East. Hello, Ripple partners. I think you may know each other. Look, this is great. What are we seeing all around the world? And I got something for you in the second video. It's going to show you what I believe is getting ready to happen here at home. So let's keep going here. Ripple partner Instarem adds Apple Pay to Amaze card for easy payments. Look at this. Ripple, 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 Ripple. In the middle of all of this, I'm loving this for us. Especially knowing that we are days, weeks at most to seeing the launch of the real USD. Come on in. Boom. Coinbase has classified XRP as a currency or store of value. And I say, well, that's good for Coinbase. I know they had some trouble understanding what XRP actually was there for quite a few years. They could have referred to the FinCEN decision. Those things between your legs, they're balls, Brian Armstrong. He didn't have any, so he delisted while the case was going on. But Uphold didn't. That's why it's my favorite exchange. I love them. Use Uphold. Representative Richie Torres, SEC invented crypto asset security out of thin air. They sure did. And boy, I tell you, Representative Torres showed up yesterday. Oh, yeah. I like this guy. I wish I could live in his district just so I could vote for him and then move. Committee members were largely interested in discussing how the SEC defines crypto securities, a term that the agency made up. This is all in the hearing that went on yesterday with the House Financial Services Committee. Basically, Representative Richie Torres says, did the SEC invent the term out of thin air for crypto asset securities? Representative Torres, yes, that is unequivocal. It is absolutely true. They made it up for years. And they should be prosecuted individually, even though I know that they can't be under a government agency. But they should be. Gary Gensler himself should be. I mean, how do you get away with this kind of fraud? They're supposed to be chasing down fraud, and the SEC is committing fraud by making up a fake term and then bankrupting Jeremy Kauffman and Library. And other companies, too. So why don't we bankrupt Gary Gensler from his $140 million he's got at Goldman Sachs and Vanguard? Why don't we liquidate and bankrupt his ass the way he so comfortably and casually does to others? Wouldn't that be the proper retribution there? Let's hear Representative Torres break it down very quickly here.
Question about SEC Accounting Bulletin 121. It requires a custodian bank like the Bank of New York to put custodial digital assets on its balance sheet, which has the practical effect of effectively banning blockchain and banning the tokenization of real-world assets. And this question is for, it could be for Ms. Schulp if she wants to weigh in. Is it considered good accounting practice for a custodian to put custodial assets on its own balance sheet? Is that customary?
That is not customary. That's typically not how that's handled under generally accepted accounting principles.
It's a violation of generally accepted. Okay, so the SEC is asking banks to violate generally accepted accounting practices and to treat digital assets differently from any other financial asset. Correct me if I'm wrong, did FTX put custodial assets on its own balance sheet?
Listen, did FTX put custodial? Oh, listen. Did they put their customers' assets in their custody? Listen.
I believe so.
Yeah.
At least there were a lot of
Isn't that ironic that SAB 121 contains a cruel irony that it's asking banks to do what FTX did, which is
put the customers' assets on their own balance sheet, which they did do, and FTX went down, and FTX got caught using those assets. And that's the rule that Gary Gensler passed at the SEC, the SAB 121, forcing the banks to do exactly the same. And there is no other asset or practice where that is done in the financial system. You see what's going on here now? Gary Gensler is serving the central monopolist that he talked and taught about at MIT, where the richest kids pay the most money for tuition to get the best degrees. He wasn't confused what to tell all those students that paid a top dollar to be there. And then 180 degrees does the other thing when he gets to the SEC. Why? In my opinion, because he's bought and paid for by Goldman Sachs, where he used to work. He's bought and paid for by the legacy financial system because he's a part of it. And he's there doing the bidding for the last 4 years for them because he's harmed all of us. The only retribution in my mind is to bankrupt him individually and let him start again. Like a lot of us had to do, like Jeremy Kauffman is having to do from the Library Project. Is ETH a security? When you buy Apple stock, it means you're expecting a profit from managerial efforts of the Apple company, but when you buy Ether, whose managerial efforts are you expecting a profit from? They still won't answer the question. Oh my goodness. And then you got people like Anthony Scaramucci out here saying, wait, everybody, Harris Camp's trying to do something good for crypto. Fire Gary Gensler. Stop talking. People don't want to hear your mouth. I want to see actions. It's just simple. But they try to hold on to this posture. It's embarrassing. It truly is embarrassing. And all of us have suffered enough. XRP Bifrost Bridge, 2,650 days. Look at this. Look what Egrad Crypto has done right here. XRP to Valhalla, baby. This is a 3-month time frame for which I've never really seen a technical analyst put a 3-month time frame up. Normally speaking, it's 1 month or less, right? However, what's interesting about this is that the 3-month macro time frame, when you pull out, this Bifrost Bridge here shows just how much of an uptrend on the 3-month chart XRP has always been in. And it's not broke below this. And he goes on to say that if we don't break below 28 cents, we're not breaking through the Bifrost Bridge, which means we are constantly in an uptrend for the life since 2017. Since 2017. We have been above the Bifrost Bridge as support, and that is amazing to see that right there. Look at how it takes out all the noise when you pull back to a 3-month chart. Loving this for us. And don't you dare drop down to 28 cents, because my wife and I will be arguing because I sell a car. I'm in this thing, and I'm not confused about where I'm going, and I'm not telling you anything. This is not financial advice. It's my digital perspectives, and I got guts of steel. I've been here a long time. Everybody has a different appetite for risk. What's yours? We're going into the freedom zone. Oh, you're going to hear him talk about all the stuff that's going on, right? Butler, PA, Mar-a-Lago. We're going to talk about, we got stuff for you to see today. This is a great way to support the channel, and it's an even better way to make sure that we all don't get targeted and censored, because that's a very real thing every day of my life as a professional YouTuber. I can tell you that. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going into the freedom zone. Go to digperspectives.com, click the freedom zone, and come on in. All right.